Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I'm going to do a twin flame reading today, alright? It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Or it isn't. I don't know. But this is going to be for Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines, okay? This is going to be for both of you so you understand where you guys are at, alright? So, both your guys' energy, right? Masculine, feminine energy. Then the headspace and the heart space for both of you guys. And then the outcome. And then what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to give you guys a little message at the end because I bought a new Oracle deck, okay? And I actually really like it a lot. Most of the time, I shit talk my decks, even though I like them all, but still. But I really like this deck. It's called the Nature Speak Oracle by some guy named Ted Andrews, and I know what you're thinking. Kieran, Ted Andrews, that's the most boring, whitest name I've ever heard. And you're right, it is. But anyway, it's a really good deck. They're not like, crazy or anything. Like, for instance, it's just like stock photos of shit. Like, this is literally just a picture of a tree. Like, the guy really wasn't thinking outside the box. But what I do like about them is the explanations and really how he explains it in such a concise way with this type of level of emotion behind the words. They really fit. Like, each one of these cards has such a perfect description, and it really matches with what the picture is, and it really matches as the energy. So I really like this Oracle deck. I'm going to use it at the end for guidance for the Divine Feminines and stuff for you guys to know. All right. Otherwise, I think we're just going to get right into it. And I apologize that I don't do these more often, but my life is busy. So I have to find some more time because I would really love to be able to do some other videos that aren't just about twin flames. But here we are. All right. So I'm going to start with the masculine energy, okay? So, dear Spirit, what is the energy like for the masculines for this week of October 21st to the 27th, right? This is this week's energy. Okay, so what is the energy? So we have the Four of Pentacles. That is about holding on. Move this down a little bit. That is about holding on to situations, to things that no longer serve, okay? It doesn't have to mean that they no longer serve, but it's kind of like as a financial thing, monetary wise, it'd be like holding on to your finances, trying to not let them slip away, right? I mean, God, pretty much everybody's in that energy anyway, but that's just for where they're at, right? So I don't feel that it really necessarily has to do with finances. I feel like it has to do more with karmic situations, but I'll see what card I can get right next to that. But it is an energy of holding on to something greedily, but that they should be letting go of. Okay, and it's the same thing with finances. If you think about it, when you're not able to, because sometimes in life you have to spend money to basically make money. It's like, when I needed a laptop, right? The idea was, well, I had to spend money to get one. My other laptop was a piece of crap. But this one I really like, and it helps me with a lot of stuff. So it's actually helped me make more money. But I had to initially spend, however much money I had to spend. So that's the idea, okay? So even though it might not be finances, which I don't think it is, because after we have the Queen of Wands, I think it more has to do with the energy that they hold on to, the kind of refusal to adapt and transition. Four of Pentacles, again, being greedy and holding on to things, okay? But the Queen of Wands is there to suggest that they're going to be in this entrepreneurial type of, or not even necessarily entrepreneurial, it's more of the King of Wands, but to be more in this free-spirited energy, more passionate, okay? Because that would talk about the Queen of Wands isn't afraid of changes and stuff like that. So it's almost like there's going to be some energy that will allow them to have the courage and the passion to move forward and let go of the things that don't serve them anymore. What else can you tell me about the masculine's energy? Spirit. We then have the Three of Wands. Okay, Three of Wands is about action and adventure. Always about waiting for your ships to come in. It's very cliche, but what that means is essentially you're waiting on your rewards to come to you. You know that you deserve them, and so as a masculine energy, they would be right now in a point in their life where they're waiting for things to come to fruition. And again, like having that Four of Pentacles is almost suggestive that they don't necessarily have what they need, and so they're trying to hold on to what they currently have because they're waiting for something, and they don't want to let go of what's going on until they can get what they need. Whether or not that's clarity, or something physical in the physical that remains to be seen. But ultimately, it is a it is it's more. I mean, it mostly speaks to travel and stuff. Um, I just kind of had a stroke, so forgive me. But um, sometimes messages come in and I don't know which one to choose. But uh, essentially, what's going on here is it has more to do with action and adventure. Because after we have the Page of Swords, which is about clarity and stuff, and really getting a type of truthful message coming in, right? Page of Swords is very sharp and witty. So having with the three of Wands, like they're holding on, and the Four of Pentacles and everything. So it's like so far, it's like they feel like they're holding on this week to things that don't really serve them. Still trying to not let go of those things. Despite that, it's like they're waiting for something, so they don't want to change until there's a reason to change. Even though, like, in order to get to the place you need to go, you actually need to let go first. It doesn't really work the other way around. You actually need to take the leap of faith. The leap of faith doesn't come to you. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a leap of faith, right? It's the same. I feel that as well, especially with this crow being on the edge of a cliff, waiting for something, not necessarily in vain, but it's an action card. It's about, like you book a vacation and you're all ready to go and you're just waiting for the departure date, right? There's that type of energy coming up, all right? So there's the passion with the Page of Swords is like this is delivering a message, so to speak. A sword is always a symbolism for cutting truth, right? Swords representing that intellectual clarity. I mean, it doesn't have to be clarity, but it's always about the mind, right? So the Page of Swords comes in quickly to deliver some type of message. So it's almost like they're waiting for something, waiting for something inside their mind to change. And then finally, as far as their energy is concerned, we'll get one more card. Keep flipping my deck upside down. We have the Nine of Wands, which is about being defensive, building walls, being guarded because of past hurts, past struggles, right? I'm actually going to get one more card. Okay, and then we have the Page of Cups. So 2 pages, that's like a friendship kind of thing. And those are both kind of like messengers a little bit, right? The page is always seen as a messenger. According to the book and stuff, that I don't know, I'm pretty sure all this shit's made up. But anyway, all right, what this is basically saying for the masculine's energy, altogether really as a weekly type of reading, is mostly what I get here is that they are they're not really willing to change. They want to hold on to what they have because they feel that what they have is really okay enough, like that, like they want to settle. It's a very settling energy, especially at the beginning here. It's like they feel this passion, they feel this call to adventure, but they want to hold on, they want to stay where they are. Now, whether or not this is in a specific mindset, a karmic relationship, an energy, a place, a job, so many circumstances. This is a general reading, of course. What's going on with them is they don't want to change, they don't want to let go of something because what they have, they feel that this is what they need, and they're scared. They're scared of letting go of something. If it's a relationship, for instance, the relationship might be they can control it, they can understand it, right? And with a twin flame relationship, there is no really, they can't control or understand. There's so much of you that it really blows their mind, and vice versa, of course, as well. As you'll notice in this journey, you can't control any of it. And you will get to a point where you realize that the only thing you can do is let go, because the relationship coming together isn't really up to you in your individual actions towards the relationship. It's really up into the divine, so to speak, right? You guys can influence it with your energy, but it always comes down to you at the end of the day and what you're doing for yourself, especially if you're in separation, right? So with them, it's like they don't want to let go because they don't understand how things are working. They lack this type of clarity. But with the Page of Swords, it's like I feel like they're going to be getting some type of insight into this relationship. And I feel like that's going to help them lower their guard, because they do have their guard up at this time, mostly within themselves, but of course within this relationship. They're not, there's something that isn't budging, okay? You guys might be feeling that way as well, but with the Nine of Wands and the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups having it around that is basically saying that whatever guards they have, it's going to come down. The blockages are going to come down because this is sort of like a wall, And the Page of Cups is here to suggest that they're going to be more in an energy of reciprocation, more in an energy of being able to give. Okay, now the Page of Cups isn't like the Knight of Cups. It's not a full-fledged offer, but it is something. It's more like a messenger, right? It's more about delivering some type of news regarding love and emotions. Okay, so as an action card, it would be essentially saying, that you'd be getting a message or something. But as an energy, it's saying that they would be in that type of energy to give or to receive. So it's like they're transitioning into a state of from confusion and holding on tightly and not really letting go, and kind of not seeing things clearly, into more of a state of having a little bit more freedom, a little bit more leeway, and a little bit more reciprocity. Shit, I don't know why I can't. Some of these words, man, I don't even understand. Like, I write for a living. Anyway, doesn't matter. The idea is they're going to be more in just a place to really be more open, more emotional, and more childlike and innocent. Okay, especially with the Queen of Wands, it's almost like that's like saying they're going to have this courage, especially with the two lions right there. Okay, so they're going to be finding this courage, and they're going to be, as they find this courage, they are going to be finding this. They're going to be getting some type of insight. Okay, and it's going to allow them to break down some of the stuff that's keeping them from moving forward. Okay. So now I'm going to get you guys, all right? So overall, the masculines are right now at this current moment going through their own little karmic cycles. This is very interesting. It's like not good or bad. Like none of it's really bad, but most things in life aren't really bad, except for the show Merlin and Dark Chocolate. Most things aren't that bad. And what I mean by that is things, have a higher good or something like that. Some type of philosophy. Anyway, let us get your energy, right? Feminines, okay? So, dear Spirit, where are the feminines at right now, energetically, over this week? So, if the masculines are struggling to leave things behind, then we will see where you guys are at. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. That is all about a gift, okay, about really receiving something unexpected. So energetically, it's going to say there's going to be a new unexpected energy for you guys, which leads to a new beginning, okay? That's the Fool energy. So new beginnings and new energies are coming to you guys. You guys might be feeling this type of masculine energy, what they're going through, this a stagnation. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of confusion at this time, a lot of pain, trying to make things work, trying to juggle things, right? And which is what the masculines are dealing with is sort of like that as well. But with the energy that you guys might be feeling as Divine Feminines recently, this is really suggesting that new energy is coming in. Six of Pentacles is saying, there's a gift from the universe coming to you. The Fool is a very good, again, I was talking about leaps of faith up there. This is that leap of faith, that new journey. You then have the Page of Wands. That is all about communication and good news, okay? That's about hearing from, getting things that are due to you, right? So as an energy, it's saying that you're going to be getting good news. You're going to be more uplifted and more positive. So something good is going to be happening to you guys this week, something that you guys are going to be hearing. Whatever it may be, even if it's just from within yourself, you're going to be in a better position, and you're going to be feeling more happy and fun. Okay, so pay attention to even the little things, because sometimes we only expect the big things to make us happy, like a bunch of money or the dream job, but there's little things in the day-to-day life that can actually influence how we feel. And I am guilty of not necessarily being as grateful as I should. Now we have the Seven of Cups, okay? This is all about opportunities. So again, you guys are having lots of opportunities this week. Lots of opportunities to pick, but that also means confusion, because there are going to be lots of things that you can have, but don't worry too much, because when you might have to give up some types of opportunities, they will always come back around if they are meant to. We then have the Moon, right? This speaks more to the confusion as a major arcana, so this is really speaking to how you guys might be feeling right now still, with that confusion, lack of clarity, not knowing the truth, not knowing if what you see at night is really there. Is it an illusion? Is not kind of like Mysterio from Spider-Man. I don't know if you saw that Far From Home Spider-Man, but Mysterio uses like tricks, magic mirrors, and stuff like that to confuse Spider-Man. It's a very nerdy reference, but that's kind of what it feels like. Basically, not knowing if whether or not what you're seeing is really there, or even within yourself. Is your intuition right? Or are you just crazy? But we have the Sun card, which is basically negating all of that confusion, saying that it is darkest before the dawn, because literally night and day. Okay, so you guys right now, the closer you get to your goals, the harder and more confusing things seem, and that's why you have the Sun after that moon, because it's literally saying it's darkest before the dawn. Don't worry, what's foggy and unclear now is going to be brought forward in the light of day, and you guys are going to be feeling that new spiritual energy, feeling open and whole again, feeling loved and within yourself, and just feeling that there's something to celebrate. Okay, so again, masculines energetically, a lot of really being forced to let go of things and really being pushed by the universe forward, getting some new courage and some new energy to make the decisions that they need to make, and then getting a little bit of clarity, a little bit of insight for what they should be doing. Okay, so it's a little bit slower for the masculines in their own energy. It's almost chaotic a little bit. You have every type of card going on. You have a pentacle card, you have a wands card, you have a sword card, you have a cup card, and it's you have everything for them. So it's like their life is changing a lot. But with no major arcanas for them, it's saying that their day-to-day life is a little bit more chaotic and a little bit more confusing. You guys having 1, 2, 3 major arcanas is saying that you guys are beginning something huge. Okay, there's lots of these new phases coming in, and that's why you guys might be experiencing things at such an accelerated rate and feeling like you can't really handle it, trying to juggle everything. I've been feeling like completely overwhelmed. Like it just, you know what it feels like? It feels like a big fat kid sitting on my chest, and I just can't move. And that, doesn't have to be a fat kid. If you remember being like a kid and like your dad would sit on your chest and call you a dickhead, that might have just been me. Anyway, I couldn't move. That's the analogy. Okay, so energetically, you guys are feeling you are going to be feeling good, and any confusion that you may have, okay, that is going to be clearing up. But it is saying that the confusion may linger and last for a little bit, but it is going to get better. It's darkest before the dawn, and there is going to be this new energy for you guys and a gift coming your way. So just be open to the universe, because while a lot of you guys might be wanting your divine masculine to be responsible for the good news and the happiness that you get and the change in your life, the universe is probably going to deliver it in other ways. So if you keep your mind open, you'll be able to receive that, and that will also help heal your relationship anyway. Okay, just be open to where it comes from. Okay, because I am guilty of having like horse blinders on. Okay, so I'm going to move these cards up. Hopefully you're done with them. Looking at them, you can't really see them anyway, but at some point I'm going to change the layout of how I do these readings. But I don't really have my own space right now, or this is my space, but I don't know. I'd like my own place. But that's next on the manifestation list, which I'll get to, I'm sure. That will happen this year, probably. All right. I could always go live under a bridge. Like a troll. Yeah. Okay, so let's find out about the headspace for the masculines. Okay, so this is going to be about how they're thinking about the relationship, how they're thinking about you, and it's also going to give insight into how they're thinking in general. Okay, so dear guides, what are the masculines' headspace like at this time? Headspace for the masculines. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles, focus on career and finances, prosperity. What is the masculine's headspace like? Four of Cups, taking a time out from emotions to think about what they want, disillusionment, lack of empathy, not paying attention to the relationship, to matters of the heart. And finally, we have what is this, the Seven? The Seven of Pentacles, about hard work, really working hard, not giving up yet, okay? This bird here while it has a bunch of pentacles in this tree, It's not at the end of the road yet. Seven of Pentacles always says that it's right around the corner type of thing, but you have to keep going. You know, it's that persistence energy. Okay, so inside of their headspace, how they're thinking currently, just inside their headspace, but separate from you guys, is they're thinking about how to improve their finances, how to improve their prosperity, and then thinking about persisting and always feeling like they have to keep going and keep going and keep going. Right? They still have that focus on the finances. When it comes to you guys, they're a little bit emotionally unsure and not taking the time necessary in order um, to think about you guys that they need to. Right? They're again trying to hold on to a situation that they have and suppressing the thoughts when it comes to you. Right? Mentally trying to focus only on the masculine side of life and not enough on the emotional, feminine side of life. So mentally, it's like there's this, because the Cups card says it all. It's like they're ignoring their heart at this time. Okay, but again, that's what the energy was like for them. It's basically saying that they're trying to hold on to a situation that doesn't serve them. But these are all minor arcana, meaning that they change quite quickly. And as the energy suggested up there, it's not necessarily going to last. Okay? So let's find out about your guys' headspace right now. Let's see what we can get. So what's the feminine's headspace like? How are they thinking about? So we have the Devil. That is codependency. We have the Ace of Swords. So that's clarity, insights, epiphanies, which is a really great card to get, especially in the headspace. And for you guys, finally, we have the Five of Wands, which is about conflict and competition, battling. Okay? Battling for your spot, right? All these crows have a wand each, all fighting. Anybody can win. Okay? So this is really about arguing and debates mostly, okay? So as far as you're thinking about them, okay, you're thinking about all the patterns and the codependency and really what keeps you attracted and attached to this person. Thinking about how to remove that. Thinking about how to remove the pain, because I feel like a lot of you guys have suffered and been in so much pain that while you may still be feeling that kind of connection to them, you want to be better. You guys have a genuine desire to better yourselves and to free yourselves from this connection, right? To just be free, to not feel weighed down anymore. And that's why you have the Ace of Swords there to suggest that there is going to be some clarity in these epiphanies coming through about this relationship that will enable you to move forward and healthy. Because remember, guys, each of you has your own destiny. Whether or not you understand that, you guys do, and your destiny is always going to fluctuate, and it's always going to lead you in different directions. So at times you have to fulfill your destiny, and you have to move away, either emotionally, physically, whatever it may be, from the person, your twin flame, in order to complete it. And in the process, learn and understand that what is yours is always going to be yours, and it will always come back around. I just recently read a book called The Alchemist. Now, it's a very easy book to read. If you haven't read it, I really suggest that you do, because it really has a lot of nice, easy to understand metaphors for the spiritual journey. It's not very descriptive. Like, for instance, the character essentially is just a blank slate, so it's very easy for him to learn lessons, whereas humans are more complicated than that. But it has easy to understand metaphors, and one of them, of course, is about, in the book, a character meets a girl, and he has to leave her behind in order to complete his destiny. But he never forgets about her, and at the end of the book, he plans to return to her after he gets what's his, after he completes his personal mission. Okay? So I just wanted to mention that because it's saying that you guys are going to have the clarity that you need to move forward and understand that what's yours is yours, and it will come back to you. And you guys are also thinking about the arguments and the debates that you guys have had. So that's your mental space. They're trying to ignore you inside of their head, and you guys are trying to essentially detach and clear things up inside of your head. So while they're trying to not think about you, you're trying to say, you know what, I've thought about you long enough. Trying to not think about you doesn't really work. So how about I do something new and actually truly give myself a reason to detach and to understand this relationship so it isn't pain anymore. So again, they're a level behind you. Okay? Because I've been through that, where you try to not think about them at all and you just suppress it. And then it gets to a point where you can't do that anymore, and then you have to really detach. And in order to detach, you have to look at what you're detaching from. And that means a lot of self reflection, which isn't easy, but it does lead to that Ace of Swords clarity. Okay? But you guys probably also thinking about the arguments and the communication and stuff. And if you guys did communicate or say what's really on your mind, it would just lead to arguments. And so you guys might be avoiding that at this time, which is, I would suggest, a good idea. But that's just, an opinion. Always listen to your own intuition. All right, so let's find out about the heart space now, because this is almost always usually different for both people, but especially the masculines. So, what is the energy? What is the heart space for the masculines? How are they feeling towards their feminines at this time? What's going on inside of their heart? So yeah, we have the star already. That's about hope, and especially within relationships, it's about saying that things will get better and peace will return. Okay, so again, they're still focused on you inside of their heart. You are their guiding star, their north star. We have temperance, another major arcana. This is about balance, their other half, the yin and the yang, the cup, the spiritual side of them. Okay, this in the Rider Waite is always an angel. So they feel very connected to you. This is about that divine connection. That's two major arcanas. I literally just said it'd be very different than their mental space. It almost always is. And then you have the Nine of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment, right? So that's what I'm trying to impart upon you guys, is while it might seem negative and that's where the mind is, right? The mind is what will be negative, and that will interpret events. But the heart is just the heart. And you can always choose to be objective. And so the mind, when you use your mind, you're only ever going to see the 3D. So just like their 3D, like their mind, right? That what I just pulled for their headspace, that's what you see in the 3D, right? Them not focusing on you, them not, they're not with you or whatever, separation, whatever might be going on, right? Not, it's a dissonance. It doesn't match what your intuition is telling you. So your intuition is right, because it's saying, those cards were completely different. Because look at the heart space is all about being in love with you, being connected to you, feeling hope and desire for you inside of their heart, feeling that you are this emotional fulfillment, this true love, this spiritual, connected divine partner, somebody that actually is their other half, somebody that they can rely on and have hope and dream about. Okay, it's like especially with the star card, it's like this hope, this faith, but their mind is always, because they're so stuck in whatever kind of particular paradigm, that they're unable to link up with their emotions, and it's difficult. You have to always remember that it's difficult, because you have to look at your own life and think about the things that you might not be able to change. It's very difficult. Okay, change isn't easy. It never really has been. Even changing like conditioner and shampoo is a pain in the ass. Changing like a hairdresser, I don't like to do anything. I don't like to change, like literally, like if I could just like live in a bubble, that would be awesome. But then life would be really boring. So that's why you have change, okay? But it is hard. But inside the heart space, they love you dearly. You're the wish fulfillment, okay? This crow's got all sorts of shit. It's got apples, it's got fish, it's got pears, it's got grapes, it's got a flower. I don't even know fucking crows ate flowers, but it's got them. It's got them on the cup. So that's pretty cool, right? So they love you guys. Their heart doesn't lie. Their mind lies, and if you focus on their mind, which is going to be a physical representation of the 3D, because that's the logic, what you can only see with your mind, if that's what you're going to live through and choose to see, then you're always going to be disappointed, and you're always going to be feeling more disillusioned. The more you rely on your own truth, the more things will make sense. So don't listen to your fear, I think, is a good way to end that. So what is the feminine's heart space like? How are they feeling towards their masculines? Of course, there's probably going to be some cups card, I imagine, but... So we have, firstly, we have justice. Okay, that is about balance. So you want justice from them at this time. You want balance brought in, right? I'm sure many of you do. King of Wands, could be them. This could be just in how you see them, a little bit idealized as the perfect man. It could be the woman, but the perfect partner, okay? Because the King of Wands as a man is always someone that I strive to be, an entrepreneurial, worldly man, somebody who's kind, follows his, listens to his intuition, likes nature, is in a position of power, not angry, not self-absorbed, not controlled by his ego. The King of Wands is this very good energy. It's probably my favorite court card, I would say. And then we have the Empress, which is, you guys being in that divine feminine energy, of course. So as far as your heart space goes, right, technically we did have a cup, because cup up here, having that cup in the sun, which is a pretty big metaphor there as far as love goes. So again, inside of your heart space, you're still feeling that, you definitely the strongest sense here is that you want justice, you want balance brought into this relationship, you want communication, you want to understand things, and you want them to bring balance into what they've unbalanced, right? They come into your life and they unbalance everything and force you to grow on your own, and you want them to reciprocate. But, not even just feelings at this point, but maybe an honest answer, maybe just truth, maybe just clarity, maybe just talk to me. You know what I mean? And the King of Wands representing how you see them, inside of your heart, you still feel that they are your ideal partner, and that they fill you with a lot of passion. You have a lot of passion for them still. That nobody can stir your heart quite like them. And the Empress energy could mean a couple things. Definitely that you are their divine feminine, but also that you might want them to be more in their feminine energy, so you guys could balance each other out a little bit. Okay? But you're still feeling them inside of your heart. But ultimately, the Justice card is leading the rest of those cards there to basically suggest that, what you want most of all is just for things to be balanced again. Your expectations are lowering, and you're trying to just say, I just want justice. Okay? But having it there is suggestive that you guys are going to be getting that. So inside of your heart space, it really doesn't lie for both of you. Divine Masculines truly, truly love you, but they can never feel that they can express it. Whereas you guys don't have that problem, but you guys more have a problem trying to understand how to navigate through something that, can only be seen in the 3D as a negative, or separation, or pain, or suffering. But in the heart space, still having these intense emotions and feeling of love and attraction that you can't necessarily explain to anybody, even yourself sometimes. And so it's difficult. And so you just want justice so everything makes sense and everything feels balanced. Because even though you guys might, fret and complain sometimes, you definitely know that you love them and that you have these intense attraction and these feelings for them. That's not really your problem. Them, the masculines, they don't really understand it, but you know that you're divinely connected. And that's why you want the justice, because you just want things to make sense for there to stop being disillusioned. Alright, but let's get a potential outcome for you guys, okay? So what is a potential outcome for the masculines and the feminines, for this group, this collective? I always feel kind of like, when you do these, everybody says the outcome's always going to be good. And the outcome is always good, because these readings will often seem the same. So I can understand people watch these and they're like, this shit just said this. Yeah, it did. But the idea is that you're supposed to use this as guidance. Anyway, I'm just sympathizing with you guys, because all of these things always end up pretty good anyway. But never in the time that we want. But moving on, we have the Death card. So that's indicating that your relationship is undergoing or is about to undergo significant change, and things are ending. Cycles, patterns, behaviors, the way you see each other. Essentially, your relationship has come to a point where it has ended. If it hasn't ended already, it is ending. And basically, it's just saying that changes need to occur, and so you need to wipe the slate clean, basically burn everything to ash so the relationship can be brought forward again. We then have the Ten of Wands. This is all about, the responsibilities, ending the overbearingness of the relationship, ending all of the responsibilities and the hard work, right? It's like, this shit needs to end. I can't do this anymore. A relationship shouldn't be this hard, and it truly shouldn't. Which is also a lesson from Spirit in order to teach you that no relationship should make you suffer. We then have the Tower, literally suggesting that something dramatic is dramatic? Traumatic and dramatic. It doesn't have to be traumatic, but something dramatic is going to occur that is going to change everything in this relationship, okay? So this relationship might have ended, the cycles are complete, you're feeling overburdened, and both of you could be the state of the relationship is at that point energetically, and then something occurs, something changes unexpected, something huge happens, and we then have the Two of Wands. That's pretty awesome. So that's really powerful. Okay, um, if I was more of a dramatic person and more flamboyant, I would be like all screaming like a little tiny girl, but I'm not. So, but the Two of Wands is pretty good, okay? It's actually really good because you have two birds there. And basically, I don't know, I mean, I guess they're kind of like snuggling, if that's what you can consider it, what they're doing. But it's that union, and you have the world up top. So it's almost like this it's about action and adventure. Even though it's, slower as a wand card, like it's not like the Ace of Wands, the Six of Wands, or anything like that, but it is about being able to go anywhere. So it's like something occurs that brings the both of you together, and you guys finally come face to face and see that your relationship has no bounds. So that's extremely, extremely positive. Okay, like that is really positive. You then have the Seven of Wands, which is about defending your position. So it's like you guys come together. There's something brings you together. Something unexpected brings you guys together. Something changes in the relationship, whatever it may be. You might bump into them at the store. They might come to visit you. They might send you a message. Whatever it is, something in the universe brings you guys together. Something happens, right? The death has already occurred. The cycles have already ended. Something is going to happen. Brings you guys together. You guys will be defending yourselves. And then you have the Queen of Swords, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all about intelligence and clarity and being very truthful, a little bit harsh, but about being truthful with the way things are going. So this is a very, very realistic type of reading, okay? And this is a little bit, more near future. So what this reading is saying for this group of you guys is basically that where you're at your relationship, again, something occurs, something changes, it's unexpected, it brings you guys face to face, and when you guys finally have this new relationship, wiping the slate clean, you guys are going to have to talk about your issues, basically defending this position, okay? Also might even be about the fact that you guys got to a point where you might have to defend this new relationship to others, especially, if you're, say your masculine is involved with another person, okay, then they might break up with that person and for you, but then they have to defend that to others, right? And then you have the Queen of Swords, which is all about being harsh, okay? And then finally, Ace of Wands, which is about a new beginning, new passion, also a card about like male fertility, being sexually, um, amped up, basically having an erection. Okay, that's the word of the day, guys. Is erection. All right. So the idea is about having a lot of passion. Okay, so sexual energy and stuff. All right. So you guys having a new beginning. So that's a long way from the death. Death is that complete ending. Ace of Wands is that new beginning. Okay. So something happens in the middle, again, bringing you guys together. You guys are going to be talking, maybe some harsh words exchanged, but basically, ultimately, it's going to be truth and nothing but the truth, and that is going to lead to the Ace of Wands, the new beginning. Okay? Because when you guys do start this relationship again, both of you are probably going to be much different people, especially you, Divine Feminines. They're not even going to recognize you, who you are now, and that is going to, but you're going to have to remember that you're going to have to say everything that's on your mind. Otherwise, the relationship can't start again. Okay? So don't hold back, essentially. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the oracle cards for you guys, all right? Now, again, this is by that boring-ass guy named Ted Andrews. Ted Andrews, if you ever find my videos, your name sucks. All right, so let us go. All right, so I'm going to get 3 cards, and what these cards are going to do is they're going to, I'm basically going to be asking what guidance do you guys need at this time. These cards smell very nice. I just smelled my cards like a freak. But anyway, moving on. It's going to give you guys some guidance, okay? Just to help you understand where you're at, where you're headed. And these messages are going to be what you need to hear, okay? So, dear Spirit, what messages do you have for the Divine Feminine Collective that they need to hear at this time? Okay. I really like these cards. Even though that guy has the worst name I've ever heard, I really do like these cards. and I will read the descriptions at the end. Okay? So the first card that we have is the Gardenia, which it says underneath emotional protection. Okay? So as you can see, just a stock photo there of a flower. But we'll put that there. So emotional protection coming in. Okay? What other messages do you have? We then have carnation, so more flowers, okay? Follow your passion, okay? And if any of you really resonate with these flowers, meaning like, oh, is this my favorite thing? You know, always pay attention to stuff like that, because it would be spirit speaking through me as messages to you, everything being connected and all that, right? And then finally, we have rain, time to replenish. I love the rain, guys. I live in Southern California, and it never rains here. And if it does, nobody can drive. It's mostly just fires, and fires are never fun. You can't like go out in the fire and have fun in the fire. You know, have an umbrella in the fire. It's always just death. So I like rain. That's what I have to say about that. So I'm going to be reading firstly about the gardenia. Okay, so give me 1 second and I will have it for you. All right, so I'm just going to read it, okay? You guys are going to listen. It's going to be great. It's story time. It's like Clifford the Big Red Dog, except about flowers. All right, so gardenia, emotional protection. Gardenia is a very protective flower toward our emotional being. It strengthens the aura so that we are less impacted emotionally by people and events around us. I have often recommended it to healers, counselors, and such to prevent becoming emotionally tied to their clients' issues and problems. When gardenia appears, you will see a shift in your emotional well-being. You will become clearer, and there will be an increasing sense of peace. Issues that you have been concerned about, especially with friends and loved ones, will calm. Focus on your own emotional health. Trust in your thoughts and perceptions. They are much clearer and becoming free of the emotional fog. Okay? So again, guys, basically what I was saying earlier, especially with what you guys want, you guys are going to be feeling more balanced. Okay? Feeling more healed and emotionally available and ready. So expect that energy to come in, okay? Because your energy did kind of suggest that, especially with that Fool card. So we're going to move on to the carnation, which is follow your passion. All carnations have fringed petals, and all flowers that have a fringe and ruffled petal are soothing and protective. The ruffling smoothes out ruffles in our aura, restoring balance. Carnation fragrance is one of the most ancient and healing, with ties to pure, deep love and passion. Carnations are messages to follow our passions. Opportunities to express and experience love is related to our willingness to pursue it, whether it is in the love of a person or the love of an art. Carnations signal that deeper love and passion in some area of your life is now at hand. The time for just dreaming about doing has passed. Now is the time to act on your passion. I want to share something about my own life. I was on the phone with an old friend of mine yesterday. Not physically old, but someone I've known for a long time. And she was saying pretty much exactly that. I was just talking to her about being in love and chasing love or always desiring it, and she literally said to me almost these exact words in her own way, that you can love. There's other things to love rather than a person. Meaning that she was saying maybe you do discover your true love, but maybe your true love is like me doing my music, because I truly love making and creating music, which can be found on my YouTube channel. Yo, that's the shameless promotion. But I love doing it, okay? I absolutely love it. And it just fills me with such passion and such love and such joy that it feels like I'm not really paying attention to anything. It doesn't matter who's president. It doesn't matter that I just had 3 bowls of chocolate Lucky Charms. It just matters that I'm making music, okay? And that's really important. So remember that, guys. There's other things to love besides a person. And when you can do that, you're loving yourself at the same time. Most self-love is just loving the things that you do as well. It doesn't require a lot of work. We just make it so complicated. Once you remove the other person from the equation and stop focusing on them being the object of your desire and love, you'll see so many places you can put your love into. Okay, and especially a lot of you guys might know that, because I know a lot of you guys are actually mothers and you have kids and stuff like that, and so you understand how your love does go to different areas. Okay? So finally we have rain, time to replenish, right? So let me find this. Where you at, rain? Find you. We're going to find you. Oh my God. Here we go. Okay. So When the rains come, plants grow, animals drink, and the earth replenishes herself. Heed the lesson here. We each need time to replenish ourselves as well. There is great potential for increasing abundance and stimulating new growth in your life right now. Take advantage of the new rains that are coming into your life. The drought is over. Allow yourself to be replenished. Allow the earth to bring new growth and opportunities to you. Enjoy the freshness of life that comes following the rains. Okay, and that's beautiful, guys, because definitely I was talking earlier at the beginning of the video about stagnation and the drought and whatever might be happening. So things slow down at times in life in order for you to stand still and take stock. And once you do that, you clear away things. So imagine yourself being literally cleared by rain. Imagine it, because you still have imagination. Use that imagination that you have. Or if you live near rain, go jump out in the rain. Like, free yourself of that. Cleanse it. Go take a long shower. I don't know what else you can do to stimulate the feeling of rain, but the idea is to remember that this new stuff is coming in. So again, you might be experiencing a type of drought metaphorically, but you are going to be seeing the skies turn gray, and it is going to rain, and everything is going to be born again and born anew. So these are really great cards, guys. I honestly love this deck. Thank you, Ted Andrews, and your boring, boring, boring name for doing this deck. Okay, I love it. I think those cards are great. And that concludes this reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and you guys stuck with it and all that other good stuff. Otherwise, guys, all the information about private readings and all that other good stuff is always in my description box. So there's that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it again. And please enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to see you guys sooner rather than later. All right, thanks, guys, so much. Bye-bye.